Okay, this is the second test. I forgot to record the first one, but this is my first actual script. It's a lot more complex than what it used to be. I definitely, this is probably not, shouldn't be my first script I'm trying to make. Well, it's not my first one, but okay. What? Okay, that's not supposed to work like that. That is definitely not supposed to work like that. It's supposed to just weld you to the seat. I know there's a seat, like there's an actual seat, but I wanted to make a script for it for some reason. And then, okay, that's not right. So it's supposed to check if you have a weld constraint because it's going to weld you to the seat. And then if you don't have one on your character model, so I'll go in here. This is how I'm trying to do it. So I'm welding the pieces together. I'm creating welds onto it and then assigning them. So weld part 0, weld constraint. I'm creating one. I'm making the parent equal to the player. And then so that way I know where it is. And then I'm doing weld constraint part 0 is equal to the leg. That way it's attached to his leg. Maybe I should make it humanoid. I'll try that out later. A primary part probably. Weld constraint part 1 is equal to the script.parent, so the part that I'm stepping on. And then attaches equal to true. So that way you know you're actually attached to something. After that, I got me to this is the one I just added right now. So I wanted to let know whenever I die, it'll check if there's a weld constraint on the player. So when you die in this game, it gets rid of your weld constraint. And I'm going to add more, like when you hit G or something, you can launch off. Check weld for weld. This is whenever the game first starts. I just did that as well. So now, see how there's no weld constraint? Yeah, I can move it wherever I want now. Because whenever you move the model the first time, it would get rid of the weld constraint. Now I have it automatically checking if it has one. If it doesn't, in the chat, it makes one. Okay, that's this. I definitely broke something though by adding that let player go thing. So I'm gonna have to recheck the script. But yeah, this is this first update for this. I'm gonna try to update again in a second. Edit it in the video. Oh, see, the weld constraint did work. I should left off the ground, so I'm not hitting the ground, but yeah. See you guys in the second update. I said edit right into it, but I completely forgot to explain how it works as well. So whenever the parts touch, it connects to the function. I'm passing on the parameters to the check for weld, let the player go, and weld pieces together. So it knows what it's talking to. Then when I first touch the part, it's checking if my guy is a weld constraint. And if it doesn't, it'll continue with this. It'll assign the player and the character. It'll then... Actually, that's why it's stating. Maybe I should put that below that. Then if the character... If it finds the humanoid, so if it's actually a player, and then weight check, which it can only do it every 1 second, and then attaches equal to false, then it'll check for the legs. Well, I assigned 2 legs right here. And then if it's the leg, left leg or right leg, then it'll weld the pieces together. So if it hits your left leg, it'll weld your right leg. If it hits the right leg, it'll weld the right leg. I could make it so it welds left or the right, but it doesn't really matter. And then weight check is equal to true. So this, I forget what that's called in coding terms. But that is just making it so I can only get one. It'll do one run through. That way it's not printing, like doing it 10 times over instantly, because, scripts run really quickly. And then down in here is just whenever the game first, like whenever a play gets added, it'll check the model for weld constraint. So that's how I use this attaching system. So if it doesn't find it, then it'll check for weld. While there isn't a weld, do. So while this is what not means. Not means if it's not true. So while it's not true, part find for shell, which is a weld constraint, do new weld. We'll make a new weld constraint. Okay, I can get rid of this now. The new weld is equal to the part 1 weld. So the part is equal to the spinning part. Right here, it's defined. Since the script.parent is up here. And then the new weld will be to the part Ferris wheel piece, and then the piece will be equal to the axis, so it'll spin around this. And this just runs off a motor. And it's attached right there. Okay. I explained, but don't get me wrong, this is definitely not the best way to do this. Thank you guys for watching. I'll do another update video after this one if I get this thing to work properly. It's gonna take a lot of work though, because I'm pretty bad. I should